Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. My name is Drago, and welcome to my Bloodborne Platinum Trophy guide. On today's episode, we're going to be going into the Forbidden Woods. As you saw me in the last episode, we've defeated Vicar and now we're ready to move on. So I started off at the Cathedral Ward Lantern, and now we're going to go ahead and open up the passageway to the Forbidden Woods. As you see right now, this area is a little bit more empty than what you're probably used to seeing prior to defeating Vicar, and that's because the time has changed, and now it's closer to midnight, I suppose, as you can see by the clock over there, and the night is in full swing. Some of the enemies are well asleep, so we're gonna use that to our advantage here. I'm just gonna run past most of the enemies here. Let's see what Alfred has to say.
Just tell me. As you know,
And if you speak with him, you can find out some info about the Healing Church, Bergenworth, and the vile bloods of Canehurst Castle.
A bit of wisdom once. A Scot and brought forbidden blood. It was the vile bloods are fiendish creatures, the ruler of the vile, and so, for the part, I bid you may the good.
No gestures, though. That's unfortunate. Now, this area is pretty long, and depending on how I'm doing on time, I might cut this into two parts, so we'll see how fast I get through this. I love how the guy who is the gatekeeper here is already dead, and if you inspect him, you gain some madman's knowledge. Very nice touch. And now we have arrived in the Forbidden Woods. Now this is a pretty large area. It's a lot bigger than the forest areas in Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2. Some of the items I suggest, if you're new to this area and haven't done this before, I suggest packing some gear that's pretty high in poison resistance, as well as items that help with slow poison buildup, such as antidote, and also something that has a high fire defense. As you can see right now, I settled for the Yharnam hunter outfit, which works pretty good. It's got high physical resistance and decent slow poison and fire resistance. But of course none of this matters if you don't get hit. Unlike me here. Gee, this guy's whooping my ass. There we go. Ah! Parry whiff. Oh, this is pretty painful. Alright. I think 10th time the charm is the expression here. And there's nothing of note in this area, but I just want to pick it up. Make sure I have all the items gathered up. Now, later on in this building, you can notice there's a closed door, but we're going to open it up later on. There will be a shortcut. So you can see there's a musketeer on the other side of the bridge, so I want to separate him from his torch-wielding buddy here. And pick up some Molotov cocktails. Those will come in handy later on. Also, you'll notice the enemies in this area grant you plenty more blood echoes than the enemies before. So if you're planning to farm or purchase some equipment or just level up, this is a really good area to farm for blood echoes this early in the game. Now I'm gonna leave a note here because there is a trap up ahead. As you can see, this wooded area, if you step on it, this will cause that huge spiked log to come crashing down, and chances are it will kill you or will take a huge chunk out of your HP. So you want to be careful here and just watch your step. Before you proceed to the area down below, it's always a good idea to take out this guy. And as you can see down below, there are a number of enemies, including some attack dogs, torch-wielding hunters, and a couple more hunters over here that throw oil urns at you. In my opinion, they're probably the biggest inconvenience in this area, because if they get you with that oil, you will take double damage from fire, so that can result in quick death, since there are quite a few sources of fire damage in this area. So I'm gonna go ahead and just dispose of them one by one. I'm gonna use some pebbles to draw the enemies out so I don't have to deal with them in a group. Ooh, that kind of backfired. I was trying to hit him up with that charge attack, but didn't work like I planned. As you can see, you can use the fire to dispose of the enemies as well. So it's not entirely just working against you here. And you also get a lot of twin bloodstone shards, so this is a good area as well to farm for those. Now that we've cleared this area out, there's a short pathway here. You'll see one of these imps protected, and they drop twin bloodstone shards as well. So yeah, I'm gonna dispose of him as well. There's just one more enemy left here, and that's one of these torch wielding bestial hunters. I don't know what to call them really, but be a dangerous enemy. Beast Blood Pellet. Beast Blood Pellet, like I've mentioned before in my previous videos, basically grants you Berserk mode. And this area right here, it will lead you down below, and you can sure progress from this way. But we're gonna take a different path, simply because it's a little bit safer, and it'll take us a bit of a loop around, but we'll get to the area down below eventually. Again, and as you can see in front of the gateway here, here's another trap, so make sure to avoid that. And you will gather up plenty of Quicksilver bullets here as well. And over here, this NPC is very important. And you get Tonsil Stone. If you remember, before we fought Vicar Amelia in a previous video, we took a little passageway down to the right side where we fought the two hunters. And if you go to that area now with the cathedral, now that you have the Tonsil Stone, you'll be able to go into the hidden area. I'm not going to do it now because we're going to do a walkthrough through that area later. But just want to let you guys know there are some items of note that you can gather up there as well. So, but we'll be going there soon enough. And clear out these dogs in the meantime. Over here on the left side, this is a passageway that will take us back to Yosefka's clinic. I will come back to this area in a future video though. I'm not gonna go there quite yet. On top of this house, there are a couple of crows that are guarding an important armor set. This is a white church set. It has a very good poison resistance, so if you're running into trouble getting poisoned, then just flip that set on. It has very good slow poison resistance, a lot higher than the armor that I have now actually, but physical defense is a bit lacking, to say the least. And here's a hunter guarding the doorway. And the passageway to the house with the blue elixir. The blue elixir basically turns you invisible, which is a good way to troll people in PvP. You still can be seen, but it's just an outline of your body, I suppose. And let's check this house as well. Pick up Beast Roar. And I actually can use it. It works the same way that Force did in Dark Souls games. Doesn't do any damage to your enemies, but it basically knocks them around. I'm not gonna mess around with the Snatcher yet. I can kill him now, but I'm not gonna bother with him quite yet. I'm gonna go ahead and flip the Beast Roar on. Watch out for these guys that flip fire bombs at you. And here we go. Cleared out the rooftops. Over here you'll pick up some Molotov cocktails. The guys down below, if you have a decent amount of arcane stat, you can actually kill them in one shot, because this lake area is actually very flammable. So any damage that you do to these enemies will be multiplied. Pretty nice little detail. I'm gonna go ahead and lure out the enemies here. Ooh, did not expect to get kicked in the nutsack here. Watch out for the trap down below. There's an item there. I'm not gonna get it yet. There's still a number of enemies just swarming around. And this is the area where you would drop down from the passageway that I showed you guys earlier on. Some more beast blood pellets. Alright, and cleared out the house here pretty quick. Actually, kind of forgot that I was meaning to use the beast drawer here, but completely forgot about it. All it does basically is just knocks down your enemies. Alright, and on that note, we cleared out this little settlement here. Did I pick up everything? I believe that I did. So let's march on. I just love setting these guys ablaze. Gonna just run past this first batch of enemies simply because I want to kill off this musketeer first. I always prefer to take out always prefer to take out the ranged enemies first. I'm picking up plenty of blood vials here. Speaking of blood vials, and there's a little passageway here that I almost forgot about, but you get some more twin bloodstone shards here and also a shortcut of sorts. leads you back into the settlement. Now up ahead, oh, another item, and some more twin bloodstone shards. Up ahead, over there, you will see a cannon. So in order to traverse this area safely, I recommend you guys go from house to house. You can go basically left to right from house to house, and it should keep you safe from cannon damage. That's a house where I was at already. We're gonna run into this house, take care of these two guys. Watch out for this dude with a plow. Those are probably the meanest enemies at this stage. They do a buttload of damage. And now we can finally take out this pesky cannoneer. And now if you just decided to make a dash with the cannon, you can actually use it. So you can mess with some of the enemies if you left any behind. And we'll pick up even more twin bloodstone shards. Now these enemies here, they're mutated. Call them Snake Man. I don't know if it's the proper name for them, but they can be a problem. If they can get a good combo in on you, they can either poison you or do a lot of damage very, very quick. But for now, before we proceed any lower, let's just go ahead and scout out this area on the side of the roof here. And here is another one of these plow enemies. And he almost got me here. Once he gets going in that combo, he doesn't stop. So prioritize dodging and don't try to fuck around with him too much. I've actually been killed by one of those guys, as you saw in my Cathedral Ward video, so they're definitely no joke. And over here, as you can see, there are some items for us to pick up. Some poison knives, so those are always welcome. Work great on NPC hunters. If you gotta kill any of them, or on enemy hunters. So, kind of like the ones we saw in our previous video before we took out Vicar Melee. Now, this guy here might seem as if he's wounded and he needs help, but if you look closely, it actually looks like he's eating those people that are laying dead around him. So he functions similar to Yurt in Demon Souls or Latrec in Dark Souls, in that he's an NPC killer. So if you send him off to Odin Chapel, he will kill NPCs there for you. So instead we're gonna take care of him, and since he looks like he needs treatment, we're gonna go ahead and tell him to go to Yosefka's clinic. If you choose to attack him, he will actually turn into a werewolf, and he's strong enough where he can whoop your ass, so be careful if you do decide to kill him off. Not gonna take my chances with him. And now we're gonna go ahead and pick up the cannon. Oh no. Oh, I survived the fall. Never mind, that was a close one. I was kind of worried for a second there that I was gonna fall down to my death. Luckily for me, that did not happen. For some reason, I felt the need to destroy that barrel that kind of stuck out. I'll pick up some madman's knowledge. Take a note of this passage right here. This is going to be another shortcut that we don't quite have access to yet, but we will later on. These snake-headed enemies can be killed off in one combo from Ludwig's. And almost maxed out on my blood vials, so that's pretty good news. It means I wasn't playing all that bad after all. And here comes the first shortcut. First we're gonna pick up the twin bloodstone shards in the corner. And now we're able to go ahead and go back up to the lantern. Alright, now I'm gonna take an advantage of this pause. I'm gonna go ahead and teleport back to Hunter's Dream to level up, prepare my weapons, and I will catch you guys in the next video where we're gonna do the second half of the Forbidden Woods. I'm just gonna split this up so that way it doesn't turn into one large Forbidden Woods walkthrough. This area is pretty big, and I still have about half of this area to traverse through with plenty of items to collect. So I'm gonna put this off for the next video, which I will probably upload tomorrow. In the meantime, thank you guys for watching, and as always, have a great day.